Hey, hey everybody. How is everybody doing? I wanted to just take this moment to reintroduce myself. So I haven't been on the last long time. So I just wanted to get on. I was watching a video actually of somebody else's. I'm just watching a video and something just said, girl, just go laugh and just it's time to reintroduce myself. So hey, Coach Jazz on Instagram, I see you. Hey, Mike Beagle 357. Hey. So yes, I'm back. I'm back for real. So what I wanted to do was just allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ty. Yeah, I thought I was gonna say something else. But um I think it's gonna be my vibe, like my late night vibe, because this is when I get most of my creativity. This is when things start, the world and life starts speaking to me, and I'm just my most creative. So I wanted to take this opportunity to just kind of share with you all what I have going on and what my expectations are from even for myself. So I'm gonna be in my pajamas probably because it's gonna be late night, probably that 10, 11 o'clock hour. And I'm gonna figure out like my whole motive. I haven't gotten that all figured out yet, but I felt like if I didn't start, then I would never start it. Never start. So I just decided, okay, it's time for me to get out there and just get over my fears, get over all of the things that I have been going through. And yes, a late night vibe for the creators. That's right, Coach Jazz. So, so for those who don't know me, my name is Ty Young. Some people know me as Ty Waller. Um, but I am Ty Young, and I'm a creative business coach and consultant. And I have a new company, and it's called 624 Visionaries. If you've been following me, if you've known me for some time, you know that I've done a few different things. But in my quiet time, in my way from the atmosphere of the world, I have I have just decided it was time for me to rebrand. It was time for me to create something that was more authentic to who I was and where I was going and the space that I was choosing to go in and things of that nature. So 624 Visionaries is more of a statement of who I am as a business owner, as a coach, as a creative, and things of that nature. So first, you know what? I want to be transparent because I think that is one of my biggest draw. What you get is what you see. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't and sometimes I feel like, if I'm led to give some information, if I'm led to share some things, I feel like it's for somebody who needs it. So basically in business, I just really went a deep depression, like really, really deep depression. And through that depression, I experienced a lot of things in business. Business just kind of fell apart, mostly because I really wasn't doing what I really wanted to do in business. And I think those who really know me personally, they understand and what um they know what I've been through and they know what I was talking about. So I was the depression I was in, it was a very functional depression. I was getting up, I was going to work every day and things like that, but then I was really suffering mentally. Suffering so bad mentally that I really had to get on some medication to help kind of get me to a good mental space. So just so I could think properly. And as a creative, you have so many things that go through your mind, so many desires you want. And I'm a big thinker. I'm a huge thinker. And I was doing all of these different things, trying to make my dreams come true, and just things wasn't working out. And mostly because let me just keep it real. My life was just started getting out of whack with the Lord. Imma just be honest. So not only am I a creative business consultant and coach, but I am also a woman of God. Okay. I'm a woman of God. God has a plan for my life. God has things that He would like for me to do on this earth. And sometimes when your life is not aligned with the Lord, He will allow things to happen so that He can grab your attention and get you kind of back in right standing. So was in. So yes, along with therapy, along with medication, along with along with just kinda like talking to myself and getting in prayer and talking to the Lord, stepping away from some things to just kinda like get into a space where I have reduced myself, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, let me say this, sometimes we can be in situations that seem very common or very familiar, and we don't know that that space, that period of our life can keep us going in a cycle. And we are trying to get off this hamster wheel, but we don't understand why we can't get off the hamster wheel because we're in our situation is too familiar. And sometimes we have to just kind of like step away, get silent, get isolated. And sometimes isolation is not a good thing, but then sometimes isolation is a good thing. And being isolated and really sitting down, doing some deep soul searching, figuring out what to do. And this time alone and by myself, that was what I kept asking myself. What do you want? What do you want? Tanika, so that's my whole name for those that didn't know. Because you know, when you say your whole name and when you really talk to yourself and give your whole name, right? You got to ask yourself, what do you want? And I asked myself, girl, what do you want? Why aren't you happy? What's causing this depression? What's the problem? So along with therapy, like I said, we're getting myself together with God. We figured it out. And so, and then my depression, there was just a lot of stuff that happened that I'm trying to make right behind the scenes and I'm gonna get there. But I decided that I needed to push forth because if I did not push forth, if I did not go through, then I would never, it would never happen. I would keep making this excuses. Oh, I'm not ready yet. Oh, this is not together. Oh, I don't have this. Oh, I don't have that together. Oh, yes. So allow me to reintroduce myself. So, first of all, let's do some like the house rules and some housekeeping. If you want to connect with me, the best way to connect with me is through my website. You look good and refreshed. God is with you. Yes, I feel good. So I'm talking to Instagram on this side over here. So yes, I feel refreshed. I feel good. I feel revived. I feel like lifting up in my spirit. I feel like I got it going on. Okay. Let me just say that. I feel like I got it going on. Okay. So that's pretty much where I'm at. That's the space that I am. I'm very genuinely happy. Genuinely feel like, my life is together and I'm happy about that. So yeah. So housekeeping rules. So if you want to feel like you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on social media platforms. So the main two, I'm still trying to figure out this TikTok thing. I haven't decided like what my TikTok presence is going to be because TikTok is kinda, I don't know. So I'm still trying to figure that out, and I'll figure it out. But for the main points to be able to connect with me will be on Facebook. You can follow me at my personal page, which is Ty Young. I'm not creating the business page on Facebook because I just don't want to be bothered with that. But I will be creating I will be kind of positioning my page to where you can still follow me. I may not accept everybody's friend request, but you can follow me on Facebook. Also on Instagram. My Instagram name is 624 Visionaries. 624 Visionaries. So that's where you can find me on IG. And then of course and then I do have a YouTube page, which is 624 Visionaries. So if you look that up, but most importantly, where you can definitely always find me is on my website, www.624visionaries.com. Sign up for my email list and sign up as I'll be talking to everybody through there and just kind of like sending out my little list and things of that nature. So what do I do at 624 Visionaries? I am so glad you asked. I know some of y'all are wondering. So what I do at 624 Visionaries, I'm talking to IG and I'm talking to Okay. So basically, as a creative, you'll come to me for the creative solution, but I will inspire your $1,000,000 ideas. Point blank, period. When you come to me, I breathe expansion. Point blank, period. When you come to me and you talk to me, I inspire you to dig deep. I give you information that you didn't even know you needed. I point out things and I listen to you. That's what I do as a coach. I listen to you. That's what I do as a consultant. I find your holes, I find your weak points, I find where you need solutions at, and then I help you make the best decision based on my experience for your business. So that's what I do as a coach. Before, some people know me as a person that was helping people do their books, self-publish their books. I was a self-publishing consultant for a very, very long time. And I had another business and it was called Young Dreams Publications. However, and I talk about this in my new book. I do talk about this in my book about how I accidentally created a self-publishing business, which that was never mine. That was never what I really wanted to do. That was never really in the cards for me. But because I'm a very resourceful person, I'm the type of person where I can do almost anything. And I'm not saying that in an arrogant way. I'm not saying that in a space of being braggy or anything like that. But literally, God has gifted me to where I am a person, a jack of all trades. Like a Jane of all trades, rather. I'm a Jane of all trades. I can literally discover something, figure out how to do it, and then show you how to implement that in your business, or show you how to do that just in natural life in real life. So that is the way that God gifted me. And so with that, as a multi-dimensional creative, well, like, and I know other multi-dimensional creatives can probably relate to this, but you would find yourself seeing that, oh, I can do this, so maybe I should create a business out of here. Oh, I can do this, and maybe I should create a business out of this. I can do all of these things, and maybe I should create a business out of that. And God had to really show me, like, that is not what I called you to do. I called you to help people in these different mediums and in these different categories of in these different arenas, but not for you to just do all this yourself because that's not what I gifted you to do. God gifted me to be able to help. God gifted me to share my knowledge and my expertise and my creative genius. Like literally, if you started the video from the beginning and you seen the countdown video that I did, I just before I went live, I was like, oh, I need a countdown video so I can just kind of get my nerves together behind the scenes before I get on the thing. But let me create a countdown video real quick, literally real quick, and created it literally in like 30 seconds because that is where my creative juices just flow and come out of me, and I can just think of something. You could be talking to me, and we could be talking about an idea. Things just roll off of me. So I am here, and I'm gifted to expand. I'm gifted to give you the ideas that you would have never known about. I'm gifted to take something that you have and make it 50 times more than what you even imagined for it to be, right? So when you go on my website, I talk about like 3 case studies, and three case studies of my business that I've done. These were some of my proudest clients that I've ever worked with, and not to say other clients I wasn't proud of, but I just for the sake of, like, these were some of my clients that I really just they really just knocked it out the park, for me. So, Coach Jazz is one. She's on Instagram, and she was watching me on Instagram. Coach Jazz on Instagram. Um, she she came to me as a book client. However, she had a coaching business, where she's certified and things of that nature. She started out as a coach, and now she's a master life coach. She other coaches, but because we've worked together and because she took my advice and she listened to the things that I was saying, she ended up going into like the 100 dimension in her business, and that's one of my clients that I'm very proud of. So when I say when you work with me, expansion, that's what right? So another client that I worked with, her name is Reed. She had a children's book. She came to me, and all of these case studies is on my website. So again, if you want to go on my website, um, yes. 1,000 times more, right? That's Coach Jazz right there. So if you wanna connect with Coach Jazz, you're looking to be a, coach and you're looking to be a life coach, she has a certification class going on, and you can go to her website, wherever you at, Coach Jazz, put your information in the thing so they can come and find you, right? So, again, she expanded her ways. I got Divine Reach with a book idea, and all of these case studies are on my website. So if you do want to read those case studies, you can go to my website, www.24visionaries.com. Divine Reed came to me with a book idea. She didn't have the budget to really do some things that she really wanted to do. So as she came to me um, with her idea, I said, okay, I can figure some things out for you. I'm a creative. I have a business. I can do all types of things. So we're gonna figure it out that your book out. You can get it the way you know, you can sort it. Very first book, her very first book, she received a Covenant Award for her very first book because she was with me, right? So now, again, work for me, give you experience. And I was proud of that because I was like, wow, like somebody that's it's their first time working with me, their very first book, one of my first authors that received, a award for a book that they just started. Reader's Choice Award. It was a Reader's Choice award for her very first. So I had another and that I worked with. She's a master life coach. Um, that's Dr. Kira Ratcliffe. I know some of you all who know her, and we're kind of all in the same circles. And she's a master life coach. She has all of these different things, and she has a few books that we kind of worked on together. And, if I didn't, if not helping her publish it, maybe I did the book cover and things like that. And she came to me one day, and she was just like, you know what, I want to do a magazine. And I said, okay, we could do a magazine. And the reason why she came to me for a magazine, she know I've done a magazine before. Me and my change of all trades kind of mentality and working where I just know how to do stuff. I come up with ideas and then I can just do it, right? And so she's like, I want a magazine. Tell me how to do it. And so when she did her magazine, and one day I was just kind of going through her analytics and going through all the things she was doing, and she reached over 100K in her like impressions and reach in her audience when she did this magazine called I Love Monday. So again, work with me with execution. And that is in this season that I'm working with, that is my goal is excellence across the board. My goal is to help entrepreneurs um, thrive in this space because we're no longer in the space where all of these micro entrepreneurs can just thrive like they were a few years ago. Because guess what? Consumers are smart. Consumers have an understanding now that, you know, because we have all of these coaches, coming up, you gotta charge your worth, you gotta do this. But what I do understand is that when you're charging your worth, you have to make sure the services you provide and the product that you're giving out and all of those other things that the quality matches your worth that you're thinking about. Because you can believe that your service and your products is worth $1 million. But if you're not providing that type of service, if you're not providing that quality product, don't matter what you think you worth. You know what I'm saying? So, and consumers have become smart, and then also the big giants have become smart. They're like, okay, no, all of these micro entrepreneurs, they can keep taking our money. So they're finding ways to kind of interrupt the economy, interrupt the entrepreneurial economy, so they can begin to kind of take business away from us, and then they can, you know, take that business and become the big conglomerate that they already are. So um, I want to help entrepreneurs really present themselves in excellence and really present themselves to where if they have good products, if they have a great service, that we ensure that the systems behind it work. I'm not a branding coach, even though I can give you branding ideas and things of that nature, and things like that. I'm more of a structural coach. I help you get your structures together. I help you behind the scenes put systems in place so that you can flow easier so that you can present yourself professionally. Because even though when we're branding and we're doing things like that, that's just one step. But then sometimes then you got to go behind the scenes, and then you have to get some other things done. And that's what I pretty much do as a creative business consultant and coach. I pretty much help you get your structures and your systems together. Okay. So, with all that being said, that is another reason why I came up with my book. I haven't written a book in years. It's been a long time since I've written a book, and I am happy and I'm proud about this book that I have written because it's an authentic book that is true to me. I talk about all of my failures. I talk about the things that I did incorrectly. I talked about things that I've done correctly as well. So, in my new book, which is called How I Fumbled $10,000 in Business, a guide to avoiding mistakes, sustainable business. Because this is one thing that I know. In the last year or two, when I was like actively working in business, and I would get clients and I would say to myself, they need to stop, and they need to do certain things in their business. But sometimes, people don't have their idea of what they want you to do. And some people just want you to help them with something, and then they don't want to get the rest of the answers. And it's like a budgetary issue. So, what I need to be charging for those type of services, some people just aren't ready to make those investments in themselves. So I decided, how can I give people this like a fraction of what I can do with them in a one-on-one service, and how can I give them this? What can I do to give them this? And I began to start writing this book, which is How I Fumbled 10K in Business. And so with this book, I go through so much information. It's a quick read, but I do go through a lot of information. So first of all, I'm so proud of my book. It's not my little book, but I am proud of my book. So there it is. I'm right here. Yep. How I Fumbled 10K in Business. So this is my new book. I haven't written a book in years, so I do want you to go check it out. If you think this is something that you need to read, if you need a guide to avoid my costly mistakes, and then a guide to building a sustainable business, you definitely need to go check my book out on my website. Yes. So, hey Tanya, how you doing? So yes, you can go on my website, 624visionaries.com, and you can go to resources. And when you click on resources, then you can download the book there in the website. So in this book, I talk about follow up. One of the biggest things that we fumble in is when we don't follow up. And I pretty much go down the line about I give you a full proof system of following up with potential clients, especially when you're in business. Essential information gathering, because a lot of times we we don't know how to gather simple information from clients. That's a big problem in your business, especially when you're an entrepreneur and you need to be able to just kinda like reach back out to people. And also I teach you how to give yourself a business assembly line. A lot of people aren't thinking about those things. So you need a business assembly line in your business. So I teach you all about that. Then teaching you about passion versus profit. Even though this is like a wide topic that we talk about, but I go in depth, especially by giving you some of my examples about passion versus profit, specifically about promoting things that you don't even care about, right? You're just trying to get a quick money grab, and you're just trying to make some money real quick and things of that nature. So just teaching you about how to discover passion and versus profit. Then trends versus authenticity, right? Avoiding bandwagon products, things like that. Getting you in a space where you're not just kind of like, whoa, today everybody makes a wig, so let's make wigs. And then that ain't even what you were supposed to be doing, right? So just really teaching you about trends versus authenticity. Then also I go into three major keys of business, right? Number one being consistency. We need consistency. And I even talk about my own self. That's something that comes back to business, consistency. But we talk about how we're gonna get through those things I share a lot of stories about consistency and when I was consistent, how it worked for me, and when I wasn't consistent, how it worked for me, and then how you can avoid not being consistent, and that way you can get some sustainable business as an entrepreneur. Create a customer experience. I talk about that, and then success stories, okay? And then going through how you're not fumbling, staying true to your brand, setting realistic expectations, okay, and then understanding your audience. And then although these are topics that are widely discussed, what makes my book different from a lot of these topics is because I really go into depth and I really give you like real life, my own personal real life case studies of what I went through personally and how you cannot do what I so that you can be successful in your business. And then talking about the importance of marketing, okay, and then also the patience, having patience and going through your metrics in your business. And then lastly, which is one of my favorite chapters, I give you a bonus section of client selection. This was one of my biggest things because I'm, having a good heart in business. I would take on a lot of clients that necessarily was not ready. Not to say they were bad clients, not to say they weren't clients that I shouldn't have worked with, and things of that nature, but sometimes we really need to sort through the clients that we're gonna work with so that we can know, make sure that it's a right fit. Because sometimes you work with people and then you don't give them your best because they're not the right client for you, and then they're not getting the best out of you, things of that nature. So I did want to talk about those things. Okay, if this sounds like something you need to be reading, I double dare you to go on my website and check this out. So that's about it. So again, like I started in the beginning of the live, just basically saying like I think it's gonna be my vibe. Late night vibe with my entrepreneurs, and we're just talking and we're just kind of going over some things because again, this is when I get most of my um, when I get most of my inspiration. This is when I feel up to really conversing with my audience, really talking to them, and then I'll probably be in my little pajamas, and just kind of like y'all so y'all can meet me in your pajamas and we can just have late sessions. I think I'm gonna a weekly thing. I'm trying to decide what the time would be for that for me 'cause I do have a really busy schedule with clients that I'm working with as well as my job schedule, but I'm gonna fit it in and I'm gonna make it work. So I'm gonna pray about it and then I'm gonna get from God the day and time that will work best for myself so that I can be consistent. I can show up every day and well, the day that I choose and I can be on time. So that's all I wanted to say. Nothing that long. I just wanted to introduce myself. I wanted to officially say that I am back. I am here. What time you don't keep it I'm not gonna keep you posted. You gonna get on my mailing list and then that stuff gonna come in your email and then you gonna stay posted that way. So just stay connected with me on social media and then that way you can stay informed on what I have going on. So yeah, that's how you gonna stay posted. So you gonna go on my website. Let me put it up here again. You're gonna get on my mailing list, okay? So that way you can stay posted, okay? And go all informed, okay? Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. I thank y'all for tuning in. Share the live. Tell somebody, hey, come on and let's stay connected with Ty. I know some people don't know me, so you can get to know me by staying connected with me, and we can get to know one another via social media and getting on my mailing list. And then, eventually you're gonna come on and get on the bandwagon with 624 Visionary. So I look forward to having more time like with everybody. Talk to y'all soon. Good night.